Hi, this is the Cartoon Koala, and since I'm in the middle of working on some pretty big projects, which will definitely take some more time, I thought I'd do just a quick video for the month of September. And what I'll be doing in this video is something that I've actually wanted to do for a while, which is a video just looking over some of the comments that I get, since I do get a lot of funny and interesting comments. And then at the end I'll probably give a little update on what I've been working on and what I plan for the future of this channel. The video we'll be looking at is the fall of the Fresh Meat Band. 50,000 views. That's already my second most viewed video ever. Nearly 2,000 likes, which is definitely my most liked video. It's also my favorite video I've made so far. I'm very happy with how it turned out, and the response has been insane. So anyway, let's look at some comments. We got 309 comments, which is also probably the most comments out of any video I've made. And obviously I won't be reading all of them. I'll just be highlighting whichever ones I find particularly interesting or amusing or feel that I might need to respond to. So our first comment is from Bluffs Castle, who says, "Fun fact," which generally I dislike when people preface a very mundane statement about themselves with "fun fact." But in this case, it actually is a pretty funny anecdote. They say that in their elementary school, they would often play Fresh Meat Band at school assemblies until one day where they played Feel This Moment by Pitbull and Christina Aguilera. Finally, they're not playing baby songs anymore when they were only in second grade, which there is something about that story that even though obviously I didn't have that exact experience, it does feel kind of universal in a way. That moment where suddenly something stops being cool. This person in the replies shares a similar experience, and this person actually also has another comment which I liked, which generally when it comes to YouTube comments, I'd be the kind of person who would say that you get one comment and you gotta make that count, but both of these are actually pretty good. I'm also just now noticing this, but someone in the replies says, "Cartoon Koala, I want to say that you are the meanest YouTuber," which I find very hard to believe, but that's pretty funny. "The Fresh Meat Band was easily my favorite Nick Jr. show, and I had awesome memories watching the show," which I gave a like, just because, I don't know, there's something kind of endearing about it, especially with the Pingu profile pic. Someone in the reply says, "And it was initially advertised as a regular Nickelodeon show. Probably false advertising," which I hate to be actually, but if it was advertised as being on Nickelodeon, then it's probably because it would have originally aired on Nickelodeon as part of the Nick Jr. blog. I see here people talking about how they stopped watching the show after the recast. I also see a ton of people in this comment section saying how, "Oh, I thought I was the only one who watched or remembered this show," which, judging by the video's success, is evidently not true. And then this person says they're actually part of the test audience for the show and even had the DVD of the original pilot. They also say a different actress as Marina, and that apparently the pilot was better than the final show. This person explains that apparently the reason for the Scooby-Doo similarities in Fresh Meat Band of Spies is that apparently there was actually a little bit of creative overlap between Fresh Meat Band of Spies and certain Scooby-Doo shows. This person basically answers my question of why they changed the name to this show, which is, as I suspected, a trademark dispute. Apparently there was another band called the Jump Bits. I remember when I was a kid, the Fresh Meat Band actors were special guests at Sesame Place to take pictures with. There was a huge unmoving line, and I never ended up getting a picture with them. This person says that even as a kid they hated the Spy show, so there you go. Apparently in this show, they actually sort of lampshade the Marina recast by saying that she dyed her hair, which I sincerely do not remember, but that's pretty funny. And then this is another person suggesting that the show was made to coincide with Big Time Rush on regular Nickelodeon. This person says they thought that the Aquabats were a fever dream. They weren't. I do have vague memories of watching that show. I don't know if there would be enough to talk about. To be fair, I didn't think there'd be enough to talk about with the Fresh Meat Band to do a full video on the show, but here we are. If I were to talk about it in its own video, I'd probably compare it with the Australian version or do a video just talking about various Ready, Set, Learn shows, kind of like I did with Sprout, but I'm really not proud of that Sprout videos, which is why there was never a part 2. I think I probably should have just stuck to the tier list format, but I didn't want to break the trilogy, and I thought since they were more obscure shows, it was more justifiable to talk about them in a scripted format, but then I realized there really isn't that much to say about them, which would be the same with Ready Set Learn. I don't want to say I'll never do it, I'm just saying it's unlikely. This is a comment that, to do justice, I really do just have to read the whole thing. This show is my absolute favorite, and heck, I dedicate my YouTube channel to reviewing the episodes of the show. This video gave me some insights and some eye twitch moments, but at the end of the day, I appreciated some of it. Not often this show gets mentioned, so yeah. However, I will say the slander on Twist and Miss Piccolo I won't take. Also, the instruments. Some of those actually were mostly real instruments. So were not all fake. That first half is mostly just a matter of opinions, but I feel the need to clarify about the second half that in this video when I said that the instruments were all fake, I didn't mean they were literally fake instruments. What I meant is that I don't believe that the actors were ever actually playing the instruments in the show, and I'm not sure they knew how to play those specific instruments most of the time. I think we got at least 30-minute video. He says 2 minutes into an hour and 44-minute video. Oops. Yo, is that the Everyone Knows That boombox? I can't believe such a famous monument in the lost media community had its starts on a lesser-known Nick Jr. show. Which, yes, indeed, the boombox prop used in this particular scene is the same as the boombox that was heavily associated with what became a pretty infamous piece of lost media. I don't know exactly why. This person won some sort of sweepstakes for the Fresh Meat Band. Shout was his favorite as a kid. Hey, Shout's my favorite too. Do retrospective on Oswald? Probably not. It's only one season. There isn't that much to talk about. We got a huge Aquabats fan right here. Gives a bit of a timeline for the recast. Harper, Miss Piccolo. Or, I still think the Wiggles are the shining example of how to succeed with kids music. The Fresh Meat Band, Imagination Movers, the Doodlebops, and others just feel like copycats. You see, unsurprisingly, since this video, I've gotten requests to do Imagination Movers, and honestly, it's comments like this more than anything that make me want to do that, because I really don't think it's fair to just write them off as copycats. I mean, even with the Fresh Meat Band, while I acknowledge their derivative, I did also acknowledge that they did have their own merits. I feel like you can't be a children's band without being at least partly inspired by the Wiggles. Again, I don't really agree with that. It's very possible to come up with the idea of making a kids band independently of the Wiggles. They do not own that concept. Heh. Doodlebobs. I've been seeing a lot of Clippy profile pics. We got Clippy fans in my audience, and they're both preschool shows. Okay, here we go. We got this person saying how they were apparently in special ed, and they don't like my use of the term challenge. Which, I guess I should probably explain myself on that. Basically, I legitimately didn't realize that that was no longer seen as the correct term. I probably could have worded that portion better. They also have a Jeffy profile pic, ironically enough. We have a Twist Shout shipper here. This person's mostly talking about the Wiggles, weirdly enough. Not gonna lie, Twist is literally Lance Verdiacre from SML. I don't know how I didn't see that before, but you are totally right. This comment deserves to be higher than saying how they used to play the one game on the Nick Jr. website and would put the guys in ballerina outfits because they thought it was funny. I mean, that sounds exactly like what I would have done. Miss Piccolo looks like Sheila from South Park. Bro, Fresh Meat Band was so lit. And I guess I should say this for anyone who wants to watch the episodes without paying for them. Most of the original series episodes are on a Chinese website called Sohu. Well, time to get the chewing tobacco. And this is something that I didn't catch, but people in the comments informed me that apparently the actress who played Deep Freeze was in the movie Hairspray. I have a theory. Shout is DJ Lance's son. What I want to know is why the drummer is standing up and where's her bass drum and pedal. Kenyon Carly Jr.? Wow, Twist is not dumb, he not stupid. I'm unsubscribing. You video make you sound like a nerd. Trying to say that Twist is offensive to the mentally handicapped is wild. I feel like I need to clarify again. I never called him offensive, just said he wasn't funny and that the way they portrayed him came across more like a mentally handicapped person than just a funny idiot character. Okay, another one that needs to be way higher. It's just some stupid garage band where the members clearly drink way too much coffee. This person gets it.
I don't care how healthy these people think they are. They all clearly drink way too much coffee. It's really just some lame garage band that plays their songs in the most overconfident way possible.
Now for the update. In this particular video, I promised that if my Discord server got to 40 members by the end of the month, that I would make videos on every other show featured in the Nickelodeon Mega Music Fest, culminating in a review of that special, and we met that goal way faster than I was expecting. So yes, all those videos will be made. I'm currently writing the script for the Blues Clues video. I am currently writing about the movie to give you an idea of where I'm at. And in my Aquabats video, I said that when we reach 2,000 subscribers, I would celebrate with a video of me ranking every Disney XD original series. And we also met that goal, and currently I'm a little over halfway through season 2 out of 2 of I'm in the Band, which is only the third show out of 32, so that one's also still going to be a while. For October, I will be finishing a video I meant to come out for Halloween last year, but never completed, so stay tuned for that. As always, I'm the Cartoon Koala, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.